What's up, people? So we're back with another video. Hope you all been staying safe and staying free and having a good weekend, enjoying that content, ready for this new week. Now this one that I'm bringing to you all today is all about the sweatbox, the bus ride to prison. So let's get into it. So for those that have been to court or prison like myself would have experience going in the sweatbox, and for those who don't know what the sweatbox is, I'm going to explain. Now the sweatbox is a form of transportation that the prisoners will go in on a bus to get to court and to prison. Now, as soon as when you get onto the bus, there's about 4 boxes either side on the prison bus that goes right down to the back of the end of the bus. And as soon as when you step inside of the sweat box, you literally only have enough room to walk in and sit down. You can't turn, you can't get up and move around and change and all of this. There's no comfort to being inside the sweat box. Now, back in the days, there used to be no air conditioning on the buses, and this is why it's called the sweat box, because a lot of the prisoners back in the days, when you're on the bus on the sweat box, it gets hot when you've got 8 to 9, 10 men in the back of the bus, all in a small confined space with no air conditioning. Now, the bus ride to prison is a very long ride depending on what prison you're gonna end up going to. You're gonna be at least on that bus from court at least for a couple of hours, as by the time you get on that bus, wait for other prisoners to get on that bus and then get moving, and then by the time when you do get to the prison that you'll be going to, you'll be then waiting on the bus for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes depending how the intake of how busy of that prison the intake is, where all of the prisoners go and touch in before the wing. Now with the sweat box itself, when you're on that bus from court, this is where a lot of people start socializing, and myself, that's where I started socializing, speaking to people, as you're literally in the back of the prison bus with other inmates that are talking, doing a madness, and then on top of it, you get the radio playing. Now, where everyone loves the radio being playing, you're listening to songs and this and that and the third. And I remember getting in the sweat box, and I've got claustrophobia. So as soon as when the screw shut that prison door bus of the sweat box, that's when it all actually kicked in for me, as I don't like small confined spaces. Now, even if you don't have claustrophobia, when you get into the sweat box and you go to sit down, and once you're sitting in it, you think, oh yeah, I'm comfortable enough for sitting in it. You do get used to it, but you have to take your mind off that you're in a very small confined space. Now, with the technologies we're living in of this generation, to where the majority of prison buses do and will have AC, and not all of them, as there's still a few private prison services that's using the old school buses and they have no air conditioning, and you might be lucky to if you get an old school one that's have air conditioning put in. Now, when I went into this sweat box, the song that was playing was called My Sex Is On Fire, and I remember saying to everyone on the sweat box, yo, we ain't getting none of that. And I just remember sitting there, thinking to myself, this isn't it. This isn't it whatsoever. I want my freedom. Now, on your way to prison, you have a long time to be thinking in the sweat box. You have a small blacked out window that people can't see from the inside, from the outside in. You can only look from, inside out. So when you're in the sweat box as well, you will be going past everyone with their freedom, and it will be running through everyone's mind, even if it's your first or second time. Yo, I just had my freedom only a few hours before, just standing up in court. Now man's in the sweat box on a prison bus going to prison, watching everyone on the out world, enjoying their life and just doing the minimal things. That's all gone for you. So it's another reality to why I think they put the windows in on a bus as well. It's not really for the prisoner to be, having fun, like, yeah, this is a day out. It's more of, look at your freedom that you don't have, that others do have. And that's true life talks. So I hope you all have enjoyed the video. Do drop your comments If you have any stories of you being on the prison bus, if you have been to court, it doesn't matter if you've been to prison or not. And if you have been to prison on the prison bus in the sweat box, do drop a comment as well. Do stay safe, everyone, and stay free.